Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Prahlad Singha, Jaya Prahlad Singha, Prahlad Singha, Jaya Prahlad Singha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande. Readings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Vidura approaches Maitreya. Today we are going to see two verses, which is verse 4 and verse 5. Verse 5 doesn't have a purport. Verse 4 is on the board and it has a short purport. Then we'll try to discuss a little bit. But before we get into the verse itself, let's chant the auspicious invocation prayers. I'll chant, you please try to repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam Sugamukat amrita dravasamyutam Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam Mughuraho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha Narayanam namaskritya Naran chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudhirayet नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी अहं चोक्तो भगवता प्रपन्नार्ति-हारेणः बादरीं त्वां प्रयाहीति बादरीं त्वं प्रयाहीति sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā ahaṁ cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇah badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā aham, I, cha, and uktaḥ was told bhagavatā by the Supreme Lord, prapanna of the surrendered, ārti-hareṇa by he who is the vanquisher of the distresses. Ha, indeed, badarīm, to Badarī, tvam, you, prayāhi, should go, iti, thus, sva-kulam, his own family, sañjihīrṣuṇā, who desired to destroy. Translation by His Divine Grace of Bhagavatam, the Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, please repeat. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distresses of one who is surrendered unto him. Thus he who desired to destroy his family told me previously to go to Badarikāśrama. So I'll also read verse 5 And translation, Tatapi tad abhipretam jananaham rindama prastuto anvagamam bharatru pada vishleshanakshamah. Yet, in spite of my knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty, O Arindama, Vidura, I followed him because it was impossible for me to bear the separation from the lotus feet of the master. Okay, now we come back to the purport of verse number 4. While at Dvārakā, Uddhava was warned to avoid the distress which were to follow the disappearance of the Lord and the destruction of Yadu dynasty. He was advised to proceed to Badarīkāśrama because there he could associate with the devotees of Nara-Nārāyaṇa, and their association of devotional service, he could increase his eagerness for chanting, hearing, knowledge and detachment. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakhagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakhagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha-shunavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangalangayate kripatamaham vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram Kathanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukram bhavet vismrite vipritam syat Sri Chaitanyam namamitam Namam Vishnupataya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Dvārakā Nitamine Namacharya Padayanitai Kripa Padayane Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragram Tarine Aham cokto bhagavatā prapannārti-hareṇa badarīm tvam prayāhīti sva-kulam sañjihīrṣuṇā. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distresses of one who is surrendered unto him. Thus, he who desired to destroy his family told me previously to go to Badarikāśrama. Yet, in spite of my knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty, O Arindama, I followed him because it was impossible for me to bear the separation from the lotus feet of the Master. Hare Krishna. So, for the past quite some time, especially for the past 3-4 days, many exalted devotees have churned this nectar of the destruction of Yadu dynasty, and a lot of nectar has flowed already on this subject matter, and I'm not so qualified as them to discuss, so I will just taste little bit of the remnants of what they have left. That is my adhikar. So they have tasted the nectar and they have left little bit of remnants. So we'll just deal with the remnants. So here it is very interesting. It is said the Lord is the vanquisher of the distress of those who are surrendered to him. And how did he vanquish the distress of Yadu dynasty? He killed all of them wholesale. That doesn't look very interesting. But always the news of destruction is very interesting. Because see, there could have been like there's so many suggestions that they could have been killed in different ways, right? Like they could have been killed while they were sleeping. One big tsunami comes and then just floods all of them, and then they all get killed. Or they could have been killed in a big fire accident. They could have been killed in so many different ways, but the Lord specifically chose a particular way to eliminate them. Why did He choose a particular way to eliminate them, which is fratricidal war, 10 million people killing each other? This is a big thing. It's not like a small thing that, two people just killed each other. 10 million people fighting with each other and killing each other is like a huge thing. So why did the Lord choose this kind of gross method to eliminate them? So when you do something like this, it immediately attracts attention. If they are killed in tsunami, it's not a news. Okay, they were sleeping, they got killed. Okay, nobody bothers about it. But the moment you say that they were drinking, they became intoxicated, they were fighting with each other, they broke each other's head and they killed each other, big news. There's 8 billion population in this world. Majority of them are living peacefully. There is no news about them in the newspaper. When you open the newspaper, you will only find news about how people are killing each other in mass way. Wherever there is some big war, wherever some this, that, nowadays there is not only newspaper, there is also social media. It is like a live thing. Okay, this fellow sent one missile here, that fellow countered that missile with iron dome and, take a photo or take a video and put it there. Destruction is news. It attracts attention. And Krishna wanted to attract some mass attention to teach some very heavy lessons as he was going back. Because Krishna comes, paritrāṇāya sadhunām, vināṣāya ca duṣkritaṃ, dharma sansthapanārtāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. Very good, sir. But it is vināṣāya ca duṣkritaṃ, not vināṣāya my own family. Now you are doing something reverse. You are doing vināṣāya your own family. So now we also want to be your family. Now what will happen to us? You will also vināṣāya us. So we are taking your paritrāṇāya us, but you will do vināṣāya us. So some discussion, some churning, some movement is created when Krishna does these kind of things. So then multiple purposes are served by Krishna's action when he does such things. And some of these purposes were being discussed from yesterday, day before yesterday classes, like Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was talking about experience, reasoning and excuse, and also intellectual humility. And then yesterday Maharaj was talking about how different bewildering incidents are there in Bhagavatam and what kind of lessons we could actually learn from all these different bewildering incidents of cursing. Maharaj was yesterday focusing on cursing, so it was a blessing class discussing about cursing. So different aspects which actually are extraordinary events, then they become a subject matter of discussion. And everybody tries to draw their own conclusion from this. The asuras are saying, hey, you are telling Krishna is God. You see how this family died. You think God's family will die like this? The Mayavadis are saying, you think God will have a family? The very fact that he is having a family and these guys are drinking and dying means all these people are Maya. All these people are Maya. The fact that these guys are doing like this, all Maya. Krishna is Maya, demigods are Maya, you are Maya, I am Maya. Brahma, Satya, Jagat, Mithya. So different people, they look at the same event and they come to different conclusions according to their intellectual humility, which was being discussed by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So according to their intellectual humility, they come at different conclusions. And what conclusion we want to learn, how is it auspicious for the whole world? Because it is said that he is the vanquisher of distress for those who are surrendered to him. So how does this vanquish the distress of us? We are trying to surrender to Krishna. Now Krishna is destroying his own family. Now this is cause of distress or this is vanquishing distress? Question. So therefore, when we take the shelter of acharyas to actually see that what could be the different lessons we could learn from this destruction, then it becomes very useful for us. That is one aspect of today's explanation. And the other aspect of today's explanation is that how Lord wanted to protect Vidura from all these things and pack him off to Badarīkāśrama. So that's another aspect of this. We'll try to discuss as much the time permits. So the different reasons, some of the reasons have been already discussed. I will not touch upon those reasons. I will try to touch upon the reasons which are not discussed. One of the reasons which is explained by the Acharyas that why the Lord decided to eliminate all of them is that he was thinking that these people are so attached to me, and if I go and if I leave them, they will all get mad due to separation. And because of that madness due to separation, what they will do, what they will not do, nobody can predict. So they themselves may go ahead and destroy the whole world. So better to destroy them first before I go. So this is one reason. The Lord wanted to, actually did not want to give them the pain of separation from him. So he wanted to save them from that pain of separation, which could actually be very dangerous for the rest of the world. So he wanted to do that. The second reason why the Lord wanted to destroy all of them was that he wanted to show to the normal people who are very interested in four things. What is that? Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Sri. In this material world, people are interested in these four things very much. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Sri. Janma means they want to be born in a very high, nice place. I want to be son of the richest person in the world, and I want to be called by a name which is like 8, 3, double star, 3 star, something like that, because Elon Musk gave his son the name like that, nobody can pronounce the name. But this is, very rich man, and his son is so much of riches, or maybe, I want to be born in the presidential family of America, and I can become the first child of America. So, Janma is always very aspirational. Janma is aspirational. Aishwarya is even more aspirational. That I can have this, I can have that, I can have this opulence, I can have that opulence, very, very aspirational. And to have great knowledge like scientist Stephen Hawking, that this so aspirational. And then to have bodily beauty, and to be followed by millions of people because you are so beautiful and you are a Bollywood actor or a Hollywood actor, and then you become a social man, or an influencer in social media who has millions of followers. Very, very aspirational. So, the Yadus had everything at the top. Like they were Krishna's own family, they were God's own family. It cannot get better than this. And all the riches of the world was accessible to them. Nothing was out of their access. They could enjoy anything. They could trample on the Sudharma assembly. They were so powerful. Aishwarya. And they were so famous. Each of them was hero. Each of them valiant. Each of them warrior. They were so famous and very much learned. And they all looked so beautiful. They were all looking so beautiful. So nothing was lacking with them. But still, because they were in the material world, they have to be destroyed. So this is the first lesson you learn, that you may get the best of the best position in the material world, but still you have to be destroyed, because the nature of material world is everything is temporary. Jātasya hi dhruvam mrityur, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmāt apariharyarte na tvam sochitum arhasi. You are born, you have to die. There is no exception to this rule. You have to die. You have to die. You have to leave everything here and go. You cannot carry anything. Very big lesson to the karmis and the vikarmis who are actually trying to enjoy in different ways. The vikarmis are trying to enjoy in whatever way it is possible. The karmis are trying to take pious enjoyment. So a big lesson for them. Don't try to waste your time trying to enjoy what is available in these 14 planetary systems. The best of people who enjoyed, they got intoxicated and killed themselves. So don't be intoxicated by Janma, don't be intoxicated by Aishwarya, don't be intoxicated by Shruta, don't be intoxicated by Sri. Not only this rice preparation is intoxicating, anything material is intoxicating. So that intoxication will simply lead to destruction. destruction. Very nice lesson. So we can also learn that we should not be intoxicated by puja, labha, pratishtha. We can become famous devotee. We should not be intoxicated by that. We should try to remain humble. Otherwise, that intoxication will become our destruction. Also, the very nature of Kali Yuga is that every day there is some new god in Kali Yuga. I don't know about West, but India it is very, very common. It's very common. Every street you can have a new god. Suddenly somebody will wake up in the morning and then decide, okay, now I am God. And then he will announce to the whole world, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I have become God. And then there will be 10 people who will be following him. So Kali Yuga is full of Mayavada philosophy. Kali Yuga is filled with Mayavada philosophy. And Mayavada tendency. And therefore, in Kali Yuga, there is a lot of chance that if the descendants of Lord, if they are simply left behind, then some of those descendants could start claiming, I am from God's family, therefore I am God. And then 10 people will say, Jai, yes, he is from God's family, therefore he is God. And then 15 people will follow him, then it will become a big movement. So the Lord did not want all these things. Therefore, he cleaned all of them. Nobody can stay. Nobody can claim that I am God's family. Just one swish, cleaned up. So Prabhupada talks about this particular tendency in Nectar of Instruction when he actually speaks about the Nityananda Vamsha Goswamis. He says that there are a class of Brahmanas called Nityananda Vamsha Goswamis who are claiming that exclusively they can only be called as Goswamis and they don't want to accept the Western Goswamis as Goswamis. The very fact, the word Goswami means one who can control the senses. It has got nothing to do with the birth. It has got everything to do with the qualification and empowerment. But because of the very nature of Kali Yuga, people who are very narrow-minded, they want to bring everything down to birth. They want to bring everything down to hereditary. They have no basis for it. But still they want to do it. Why they want to do it? Because they want to exploit their position for personal gains. So therefore, Krishna wanted to stop all these things. So he said, okay, no family. Nobody can claim. Finished. So by this, he actually saved the people in general. Otherwise, people in general could be easily cheated by them. They could follow and they could easily be misguided. On this context, our acharyas have also commented, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments, that Lord Chaitanya also did not leave any siblings. He got 2 marriages. He got married twice, but he never left any siblings. Not only that, when Lord Chaitanya, he wound off his pastimes, he actually made sure that Mother Ganga comes and for 500 years she simply floods the whole place. Floods the whole place. Nothing can be found till Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and he found everything, different places, different evidences. He reconstructed Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Why did he do that? He did that, and Lord Chaitanya allowed Mayavada philosophy to flourish during these 500 years. Why did he do that? He did that to stop the Apasampradayas from becoming powerful. Because the Apasampradayas are more dangerous than Mayavadis. Because Mayavadis, at least you can identify, he is saying, oh, you are Maya, I am Maya, everybody is Maya. And you are God, I am God, everybody is God. Then you know this guy has something. So at least you can identify. But people who chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and crying and rolling, very difficult to identify. You are thinking that this guy is in some bhava. Prabhupada said, kick on their face. But we are not supposed to kick physically on their face, please. Don't say that, this guy told to kick on their face and then don't go kicking. Okay, they are chanting Hare Krishna, whatever is that. We should not get mixed up with them, but we should clearly identify these guys are not bona fide because they are not following four regulative principles. They are not doing things properly. They are not following the sadhana bhakti properly. So we should keep away from them. We should not have any business with them. Then, the other point which the acharyas have prominently made is that Samba was dressed like a girl and he was taken in front of the brahmanas. So, the acharyas are telling that in future people will do like this. A man will dress like a woman and he will start claiming, I have become a gopi. Now I am gopi bhava, I am having gopi bhava. And then he will start dancing, wearing sari. This kind of nonsense will happen in Kali Yuga. And then people will think, oh, these people are having gopi bhava. As if gopi bhava is some jhalmuri which can easily be had. So jhalmuri is a Bengali dish which is sold on the road, if you don't know. So what is so exalted, they will bring it down to mundane platform. Being Krishna's family is such an exalted thing, but they will utilize that exalted thing to bring things down to mundane platform. This will happen in Kali Yuga. The Lord wanted to show, and when people start following this, there will be destruction. There will be destruction. So therefore, we should be very careful. That takes us to that being very careful will take us to the next part of the discussion. Then it is also said that the Lord did all these things because He wanted to teach these important lessons. By destruction of the Yadu dynasty, He wanted to teach these important lessons. But at the same time, Lord Chaitanya protected His own followers. He did not make them to become victim of all these apasampradayas. He did not make them victim of all this Mayavada philosophy. So therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was not carried away by all these things, even though he was dealing with them. Even though he was dealing with the apasampradayas, even though he was dealing with them, he was sitting with them, he was talking to them, but he was writing like fire. He was writing like fire. And he was contemplating, these people are actually destroying Lord Chaitanya's philosophy. I want a son who will destroy these people. So he was praying for a ray of Vishnu. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appears, Rupanuga Vritta Apasiddhanta Tvanta Harine. Finish. Nobody could stand in front of him and talk Apasiddhanta. Simply he destroyed them, pulverized them. Simha Guru. So powerful in his presentation of philosophy that nobody dared to stand in front of him. In one of the classes, Janyavas Prabhu was explaining how that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was going on one side of the road and one big Mayavadi Guru was coming on the other side of the road. And somebody told him, this man is like so-and-so Mayavadi Guru. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he crossed the road and he caught him and gave him one good slap on the face. Why are you saying that Krishna doesn't have form? What is your problem? Why don't you accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead? Of course, I am not suggesting to slap Mayavadis, okay? We cannot imitate what the great acharyas do. But this is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We should know our parampara. We are not mice parampara, we are lion parampara. We are not meant to become mouse, we are meant to become lions. We should not be afraid. We should preach boldly. We should try to protect Krishna consciousness. This is our parampara. And we find the same mood in Prabhupada also. And just like Lord Chaitanya protected his followers, and at the right time, he actually made the whole movement flourish and take everything to the whole world through our own Srila Prabhupada. This International Society of Krishna Consciousness is the protection which is offered to all of us. Krishna is protecting us by this movement. Just like here, Krishna is telling that Uddhava, please go to Badarīkāśrama, sit, increase your eagerness for hearing, chanting, knowledge and detachment. Take advantage of the association of Nara-Nārāyaṇa rishis. Go. Lot of distraction is going to take place here. Don't become part of the distraction. Don't get distressed. You be protected. You go, man. You go to Badarīkāśrama. You sit there. You practice Krishna consciousness. Same way, lot of destruction is going on in the outside world. Lot of destruction. Lot of deterioration of social standards, deterioration of moral standards. So much of nonsense is going on in the outside world. The International Society of Krishna Consciousness is the protection which is offered by the Supreme Lord. Just like the Badarīkāśrama was the protection which was offered to Uddhava. The protection which is offered to us by the Supreme Lord is this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Prabhupada says in the 4th canto Purport, he says that this movement is the greatest boon to the human society. He says that this movement is the greatest boon to the human society. So, we are fortunate to achieve this boon. We are fortunate to achieve this protection. So, we should also utilize this protection for what? We should utilize this protection to increase our eagerness for hearing, chanting, knowledge and detachment. The same instruction which is given to Uddhava is also applicable to us. The same protection which is offered to Uddhava is also applicable to us. So we should not feel, or we need not feel, oh, Krishna was so partial to Uddhava. He gave him such wonderful, nice protection. He actually stopped him from into the distress of destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He nicely packed him off to Badarīkāśrama. Oh, Krishna is doing the same thing to us also. He has nicely taken us away from our different situations. We come from different countries, we come from different families, we come from different cultures. And in Kali Yuga, none of them is good. None of them is good. So Krishna has removed us from all those different situations, all those different cultures, different families. He has brought us to the family of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, where we can sit, we can chant, we can have prasad, we can relish, we can hear, we can cultivate the knowledge of how to get attached to Krishna and how to be detached from this material world. So therefore, it is our duty, just like Uddhava, he could not bear to separate himself from Krishna and he simply followed Krishna. It is our duty to follow the instructions of our founder Acharya. We should understand that the greatest danger for us is to actually separate ourselves from the instructions of our founder Acharya. That is the greatest danger which we can experience. So we should have the same attachment to Prabhupada's instructions. Just like the same attachment Uddhava was having to the lotus feet of the Lord, he is saying that Vishleshana Akshamaha, that Pada Vishleshana Akshamaha, he is also Prabhu Pada. Here Uddhava is saying Pada Vishleshana Akshamaha. That he could not bear the separation from the lotus feet of Krishna. So therefore he followed. And how did Krishna remove that misery? Krishna removed that misery by giving him instructions. That is what is Uddhava Gita. The entire 11th canto, almost the most of 11th canto is Krishna's instructions to Uddhava. So that is what removes the misery of separation. So therefore, one should be attached to the instructions of the Acharya. And that is our protection. And when we are attached to the instructions of the Acharya, and when we try to simply use our life as much as possible, we may make small contribution, we may make very big contribution, doesn't matter, we should make some contribution. Everybody is eligible to make a contribution. Nobody is ineligible to make a contribution. Everybody is eligible. In later purports, Prabhupada will say that whatever good fortune of Uddhava, we can also get the same good fortune. Prabhupada will mention this. And Prabhupada consistently mentions this. It's not only for Uddhava. Prabhupada says about Narada Muni, whatever is the good fortune of Narada Muni, we can also have the same good fortune. When Prabhupada talks about Dhruva, Prabhupada says, whatever is the good fortune of Dhruva, we can also have the good fortune. So the same opportunity, the same protection, the same facility for getting attached to Krishna's lotus feet, everything is applicable to us. Everything is available to us by this wonderful society Prabhupada created, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We should simply utilize this movement to hear, to chant, to remember, to get knowledge, to get detachment. And also there was one more reason why Uddhava was sent to Badarīkāśrama, which is discussed later. What is that reason? That Uddhava was also meant to preach to the different sages there who were simply karmis, jnanis and yogis who were not devotees. Uddhava was meant to take association of Nara-Nārāyaṇa Rishi to actually get deeper into hearing, chanting, knowledge and detachment, but not that after that he will simply keep quiet. Then he had his next mission. What is that? Go and preach to all those sages who are sitting there, who are karmis, who are jnanis, who are yogis, and convert all of them to devotees. So that was also another reason why Krishna sent Uddhava to Badarīkāśrama. So we also have the same mandate, that we enjoy the protection which is given by the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, but people outside the world, they are suffering without that protection. So whatever is our good fortune, we should give the same good fortune to them also. Millions of people come here, thousands and lakhs of visitors come here. These people are suffering, and they don't know they are suffering. So it is our duty to first of all educate them. Please understand that you are suffering. First of all, we should educate them, because these people are thinking we are enjoying. Sometimes I see that they come and they are in Mayapur. Lot of visitors come into Mayapur ISKCON campus after the temple is closed. We did one study, master plan study. And then we found a very interesting point. What is that? A huge influx of visitors are coming between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And that time temple is closed. Why they are coming? Because we have nice park, we have nice resting place, we have nice place where they can sit and eat, and sometimes we find that they are playing badminton also. They come because they think this place is a recreational place. This is their greatest misfortune. This is their greatest misfortune. So people are suffering, and even when they have opportunity to come out of that suffering, because of their foolishness, they are unable to utilize that opportunity. So it is our duty to go and wake them up. Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole. Wake up, sleeping soul. Wake up. So it is our duty to wake them up. There's a huge opportunity. And we should not think, oh, it is management's duty to preach. Management's duty to make program. It is management's duty to do everything. What is my duty? I have one nice duty. What is the duty? Find fault with the management. This is my duty. Whatever management does, I'll nicely find fault with them. So I am a self-appointed fault finder of the management. This way I am doing great service to Prabhupada by constantly finding fault with management. Of course, it is nice to get criticized, because we can also learn from criticism. But we should not make ourselves as self-appointed critics of management. We should do something. And that's why Prabhupada said that your love for me will be known after I leave. He did not say not by the number of books you will distribute. He did not say not by the number of rounds you will chant. He did not say not by the number of temples or farm communities you will build. He simply said by how you cooperate with each other. Because that is the most difficult thing in Kali Yuga. to cooperate with each other. So that is in that cooperation lies the protection. Within that cooperation lies the protection. So it's our duty to hear, to chant, to increase our knowledge, to increase our detachment, so that we can nicely cooperate and take this movement forward and put strong foundation for this movement to grow for the next 10,000 years. Every one of us have something to do. Everyone has some duty to perform. So we have been offered this protection, and we should utilize this protection, and we should spread this protection, and we should nicely perform our duty so that we can please Krishna, just like Uddhava was able to please Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, we have about 10 minutes. Any questions, comments, brickbats? Yes.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class, Harilila Prabhu. I thought it was a really interesting point you made that more threatening or worse than the Mayavadis are the Apasampradayas. And I was thinking to myself, why is that? And I was wondering if you would agree that it's very clear the position of what the monists are, but the Apasampradayas, they're claiming to be Vaishnavas. So they can be even more destructive. They can have a greater negative influence. Is that?
Yeah, because they are Mayavadis in disguise. See, an enemy who comes as an enemy is a nice guy. Because he comes in front as an enemy. You know you have to fight with him, right? When an enemy comes as a friend, he's a very dangerous guy. Because you don't know that you have to fight with him. You don't know that you have to fight with him. He looks as if he is one of you. That Vatsasura, the demon Vatsasura, he actually entered, he is a demon, but he actually entered as a calf. But there's another demon who enters a cowherd boy. These people are more dangerous demons than Aghasura, Baghasura, because Aghasura, Baghasura, by nature, they look like demon. So they very easily to identify. Okay, Aghasura, big mouth, very bad smell coming. These people are thinking whether it's a cave or a snake. Anyway, Krishna is there to protect. Whether it's cave or snake, what is the big deal? Let's just enter inside and explore. They knew that there could be impending danger, but they still went inside. So it is easy to identify a Mayavadi. It's very difficult to identify a person who is actually pretending like a devotee. That is why in when Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he lists the different type of Asat Sangha, he calls the Vedavada Rathas as the most dangerous type of Asanga. Vedavada Ratha. They seem like they are following the Vedavada, but they are not actually following the Vedavada. They are the most difficult type of Asat Sangha. So, and most dangerous. So from that perspective, it is very difficult, because we could get easily carried away by their philosophy, by their activities, and we may actually lose the real nectar, and then we may fall for the poison which looks like nectar. It's actually poison, but it looks like nectar. There was a very great preacher in Tamil Nadu, great means notorious, preacher in Tamil Nadu, and he used to give so much emotional talk about Lord Chaitanya. He doesn't belong to ISKCON. He has his own little thing which he is cooking. And if you hear his lectures, he will talk about hours and hours about Sikshashtakam, like that. All these things he will do. But that rascal, if you go to his home place, they are using a ISKCON picture of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. And these rascals have cut Lord Chaitanya's face and put this rascal's face there. You see, this guy is the greatest Mayavadi. And I have seen many ISKCON devotees, Tamil Nadu devotees, hearing his lecture saying that, how he is speaking. And when he speaks, you can't make out, because he is glorifying Lord Chaitanya, he is glorifying Nityananda, he is giving big lecture about Sikshashtakam, but this fellow is number one rascal. My blood boils. But what to do? People are so foolish. People are so foolish. So therefore, Apasampradayas are more dangerous than Mayavadi. Mayavadi is a known enemy. Apasampradaya is a hidden enemy who comes like a friend. Therefore, Rupanuga, Viruddha, Apasiddhanta, Dvanta, Harine. We should have that mood that we should not leave these people. We should not leave these people. Destroying them means that not physically harming them, but we should flood them with philosophy and we should try our best to convert them into proper devotees. That is what I mean by we should not leave. It's not like some Bollywood revenge. No, I will not leave you. I'll tush, 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 shoot you. It's not like that. We should shoot them with gulab jamun. We also have bullet. That is gulab jamun. Shoot them with gulab jamun. Drown them with prasad and philosophy. Try to make them proper Siddhantavadis. Yes, Janmashtami.
I have a question and a comment. Question may sound a little stupid, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The first reason that you said that Krishna destroyed the Yadu dynasty was so that they didn't have to suffer the pangs of separation. But Vipralambha bhav is the highest ecstasy. So that's my dumb question.
Yeah, correct. But it's a little bit of thing is there. The point is that these people who are taken to Prabhasa, I didn't touch into that point because Maharaj spoke about it yesterday. There's people who are taken to Prabhasa, they were all actually demigods. They were not Krishna's own associates. There are two classes of people who are there. One is Krishna's own associates, the other one is demigods. The demigods were not supposed to go back home, back to Godhead. They were supposed to go back to their Swargaloka and do their thing. So, therefore, Krishna separated them from Dvārakā by telling them that, see, things are not good in Dvārakā, you just get out of Dvārakā, this is not very safe for you, go to Prabhasa, a very pious place, you can do piety there, you can actually do, you can serve the Brahmanas. As a whole atmosphere was created where these people ran out of Dvārakā into Prabhasa. That's a completely different discussion. I did not get into that because there's no time. But that was also not the point of discussion in the purport. So we could also be bewildered like this. Like, there's a class of people who are telling that, there's a lot of problem with ISKCON, don't stay in ISKCON, you just separate, you make another movement, let us make schism, and we will do another movement, we will do another thing, we will be the true followers of Prabhupada. All these kind of things are happening. There could be difference of opinion, but stay inside and fight. I'm not saying there should not be any difference of opinion. But there could be difference of opinion on many things. Just stay inside and fight. What is the problem? It is as much your movement as somebody else's movement. So they have opinion, you have opinion, both are Brahmanas, keep fighting. This is the sense gratification of the Brahmanas. You write on paper, they will write on paper. And keep fighting, paper, paper, paper. No problem. These are Brahmanas have their sense gratification. Do it. But don't walk away. Because walking away is a greater danger. You will end up in Swargaloka. Not very nice. Not very nice. So therefore, Krishna actually took them away and he dealt with them separately. So they were having their own desires to be back and all those things. So therefore, they were not like those people who are like exalted devotees with Vipralambha and things like that. So some difference is there.
Here's some comment. I heard this, that in the first, about 10 years after Lord Chaitanya departed, the Vishva Vaishnava Raj Sabha was established, kind of like a preliminary ISKCON type facility, with Rupa Goswami as
correct, yeah.
Rasacharya. And this continued for 100 years. And then for the next 300 years, the Apasampradayas took
Yes,
over.
yeah.
And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur
Correct,
came.
yeah.
So the explanation that I heard, and I could get the source, but I don't have it handy right here in my brain. But the rationale behind this, Lord Chaitanya had, is he wanted to wait until the age of industrialization came with all of the, high-tech communication facilities to spread, and also for Srila Prabhupada to manifest, so it could be spread worldwide like that, really quickly. Have you heard that also?
I mean, I've not heard that, but it's a good plausible explanation. See, what Krishna does, it doesn't have to be only seen in one angle. It can be seen in multiple angles. Yeah. According to each person's realization, like Bhagavatam is like a Maragata Mani. So according to each person's realization, according to each person's angle of vision, then something nice comes out. But as long as that is fitting with the overall philosophy, it is fine. It's okay. I have not heard it, but looks nice explanation. Yeah. Maybe I'll use it in the next Bhagavatam class.
Okay. One question. In the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, there's a description of a pastime that took place between Ganga Devi and Krishna. And Ganga Devi was in tremendous amount of anxiety with the advent of Kali Yuga coming, and she was so worried that so many sinful people would bathe in her waters. What am I going to do with all these sinful reactions? So then Krishna responded to this. He said, don't worry, Ganga Mata, in 5,000 years, my mantra Upashaka, Vaishnava will manifest, and he'll spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, and make many pure devotees who will come and bathe in your waters, and that will free you from the sinful reactions. Now, is that mantra Upashaka? Like, there's some confusion apparently among some devotees. It seems to me it's obviously Srila Prabhupada. Some are saying that it's Lord Chaitanya. Do you have any understanding of?
I don't have any direct answer for this because I don't have any understanding of this. It's far exalted than my little capacity to understand these things. But whether you call the master glorious or you call the servant glorious, servant is glorified by the master's glory and master is glorified by the servant's glory. So in that sense, they are both one in being glorious. So, I mean, it's okay whether you can call the master glorious or servant glorious. One and the same.
And Lord Chaitanya, he focused primarily in India, and then he empowered Srila Prabhupada, and it was known, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Sajjatoshini.
Yes.
Like he predicted, like
Senapati Bhakta will come.
Yeah, that he would come in and would spread Krishna consciousness worldwide. Yeah. This was 1 year before Prabhupada's appearance.
Yeah.
And that took place. And then Bhaktisiddhanta said, at the time of the opening of the Prabhupada arranged for the funding for the Bombay temple. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came for the opening ceremonies, and they asked him if Srila Prabhupada could be the temple president. And his response to the sannyasis that asked that question, you leave him alone. Let him work on his own. In due course of time, he will do everything.
Yes, yes.
So he knew.
Yes.
And so that's my argument, that it's, well, your point's really good. Servant, master.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Mataji had some point. We'll close with that.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your hard-hitting class, impressing on us to protect the legacy that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Srila Prabhupada also said, this movement can only be destroyed from within by Kali Chelas. So therefore, to be a devotee is a great privilege. And then to protect our ISKCON is our duty, as you said repeatedly. So this Kali Chela business is something every devotee must be aware of. Thank you for bringing out this point.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much.